There's another big corruption scandal involving top Democrats. This one involving specifically Bob Menendez. And this has been developing for a few years, actually, but there's some court documents that have just been released today. There's two reports from today, actually, where we've received some new information that points to exactly the extent of this scandal, that it seems like it goes much deeper, it's much more widespread than previously believed. So this is the case of bribery and corruption involving Senator Bob Menendez, a Democrat. He started taking bribes from a wealthy doctor, friend of his. This was more than a decade ago when he first got to Senate. He then lied about these bribes to the public. According to prosecutors, they've laid the case out in more detail in recent court documents. This is one of the reports from today, this one from the New York Post. It breaks down the scandal in some more detail. This article reads, the Department of Justice laid out details of its corruption case against the 63-year-old Democrat and his friend Solomon Melgen in new court papers ahead of the start of their trial next week. So, quote, it reads, the defendant's bribery scheme began shortly after Menendez's elevation to the Senate in 2006, when Melgen began a pattern of treating Menendez to weekend and week-long getaways in the Dominican Republic. These would continue for the next several years, prosecutors said in this new 30-page brief on the case. Menendez faces federal charges for allegedly accepting lavish gifts and trips from Melgen, including access to a private jet in exchange for using his political power to help advance his friend's personal and business interests. Another quote from the prosecutors in the case reads, for the first 4 years of the corruption scheme, the all-expense-paid trips Melgen provided often included free round-trip flights on Melgen's private jet for Menendez and his various guests, what prosecutors have claimed. They've also said evidence presented at the estimated 2-month trial would prove that, quote, over time, the defendant's bribery scheme grew in magnitude and breadth, grew over time. The article goes on to read, evidence will include testimony from witnesses such as guests and pilots who were present during the, quote, lavish vacations Melgen furnished for Menendez. Also reads, public officials who were pressured by the Paul to act on Melgen's behalf. So the jury in the case, made up of 6 men and 6 women, they also see these communications between the 2 men, including one email in which the senator instructs Melgen in 2010 to use his credit card points to book a $1,500 a night room at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Paris, where celebrities like George Clooney and Maria Sharapova have stayed as well. Menendez, the senator, requested a room that had, quote, a king bed work area with internet, limestone bath with soaking tub, and enclosed rain shower views of courtyard or streets. You call American Express Rewards and they will book it for you, he wrote. It would need to be in my name. Menendez enjoyed these flights and vacations free of charge, according to prosecutors, and in a scheme to hide the trips from the public view, kept the corrupt pact secret. Menendez mentioned nothing of the gifts on his annual financial disclosure forms. When Melgen's private jet wasn't available, he would find other ways to ensure Menendez was traveling in style. This is another quote from prosecutors. It reads, Melgen once secured the private jet of a business associate to fly Menendez, himself, and others one way from the Dominican Republic to Fort Lauderdale at a cost of $20,000, prosecutors said. They also say on another occasion, he purchased a first-class ticket for Menendez to fly from New Jersey to West Palm Beach and an $8,000 chartered jet for his return. Menendez is accused of repaying his pal using the currency of his Senate office, his influence in his office, to take official action to benefit the South Florida doctor. The second article expands on this a little bit further, and actually Harry Reid got involved as well. this article goes on. It says, including helping one of the actions that one of the ways that the senator repaid the doctor was helping Melgen's foreign girlfriends secure visas, according to the prosecutors. This is how the senator, one of the ways that the senator paid back Melgen for these gifts, allegedly. The senator is also charged with using his political muscle to help Melgen resolve a multi-million-dollar dispute with Medicare. This could be a huge aspect of this scandal, and Harry Reid looks like he was specifically concerned about this when he attempted to contact the White House to help cover up this scandal. The second article expands on that, but key part of this case involves a dispute involving Medicare, as well as in a separate Melgen involved contract deal for a port in the Dominican Republic. So back in 2013, news broke of Menendez's private jet trips. There was a statement that was issued saying his use of the plane was, quote, paid for and reported appropriately, and said he gave Melgen over $58,000 to cover the costs. Prosecutors called those claims a bald-faced lie. What both defendants' false public statements sought to hide was that the $58,000 check did not cover all of the private flights that Menendez accepted from Melgen. It covered just the 2 personal trips that the defendants believed the public knew already. So the 2 that they already knew that they would have had to disclose is the only thing that they admitted to at the time. They're both denying wrongdoing, both the senator and his doctor. Their lawyers have made a responding statement, of course, denying wrongdoing. This is another report from today. It further points to the idea that this could go much deeper than even what was expected. But Harry Reid reportedly asked an Obama White House aide to help this donor to Menendez, this doctor. This is an article from the Daily Caller, and it expands on this case. It reads, former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid personally asked the Obama administration to help this Florida eye doctor who was accused of paying Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes, according to the Department of Justice. The senator asked Reid in November 2011 to pressure the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services to drop its ruling against Dr. Solomon Melgen. It's been speculated that the Senator Menendez was involved or attempted to help the doctor in this case. Now, the doctor, Melgen, according to the agency, he overbilled Medicaid for $8.9 million. So he cheated Medicaid out of $9 million. Harry Reid, knowing about this case, called a former Obama aide to reportedly try and apply pressure on the administration to intervene in the case to help the doctor that had stolen $9 million allegedly from Medicaid. But the aide refused to get involved in the matter. This is what's being officially reported. The aide says that he refused to be involved after he realized the case involved a single doctor and a federal agency. So, according to this is a Daily Caller, it's a somewhat mainstream source. According to these official channels, they are admitting now, we're getting this new information, that Harry Reid attempted to have the White House cover up for this doctor. Officially, the Obama aide is saying that he did not pass this on. He refused to get involved, but it's unclear at this time. That we may have more information that Harry Reid did contact others in this case to attempt to cover this up further. Menendez is set to appear before a judge in early September, along with Melgen, who's charged with bribing the senator with large sums of money, extravagant trips, and campaign fundraisers at his $6,500 square foot home in North Palm Beach, Florida. This is in exchange for his assistance in navigating government disputes, this Medicaid one being one of them. So this is a case to follow. Again, the defense lawyers are fighting back, as you would expect, but this is one of many corruption cases involving top Democrats, already a pretty troubling story in itself, but to see the former Senate leader for the Democrats, Harry Reid, be involved and even attempting to have Obama involved, where it's unclear officially. We're being told that it did not get as far as the White House being involved. We'll see if more information on that comes out. I'll follow up shortly on this story. If you'd like to leave a comment, let me know what you think is happening in this case. Again, I will provide more details as they come out. If you could leave a like on this video, it's greatly appreciated, and subscribe to the channel. I will follow up shortly. Thanks, everyone.